Prescott Credit Union, your St. Louis
Fan Report! It is the day, the game that we wait for all year. One of the biggest games of the year. We are taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. And when we take on the Blackhawks, we got to bring in our Blackhawks host, Mr. Windy City Hockey Nick. Nick, how are you doing today?
Well, hopefully a Hawks win comes today because I will make my broken leg a lot better.
Oh my goodness, man! I'm so sorry about you. I mean, you know, I'm recovering from my broken wrist playing hockey, so I get it, man. Not fun, never fun, right?
Yeah.
We wish you a speedy recovery. Big game today, man. Big game, right?
Yep.
And here's the other thing. This is an interesting game in the fact that this was supposed to be the showcase game, and it got moved.
It was, in my opinion, that's stupid. They should have kept it as the Thanksgiving showcase game for ESPN on ABC today because it's against two rivals. Then they decided to play it as the Rangers Bruins game, which does not make sense because they are not rivals, and the Hawks and Blues being arch rivals, it would make more sense to have that as a national game for the broadcasts.
Yeah, but you know, this has everything to do with the report, right?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it was the fact that the Rangers and Bruins have the history of playing on the Thanksgiving showcase game.
Well, I mean, they have a little bit of that history, but they also, you got to remember, that game was already scheduled. So originally they wanted the Blackhawks Blues. That was what they originally wanted. For him to switch, it's got to be something bigger than just, oh, well, this is the team that normally did it, because they originally picked the Blackhawk Blues. So I do think that for a showcase game, they didn't want that negativity leaking into it because you couldn't have the game and not talk about it.
Here's one thing I have to say. ESPN Plus better have actual play-by-play guys that know how to broadcast hockey. It's been ridiculous. Every time I watch a game through ESPN, they don't know how to talk about hockey, don't know how to broadcast hockey, and it's just been flat-out horrible play-by-play by ESPN. I have not seen a worse play-by-play ever until ESPN took over.
No, I'm with you, man. I was watching the Boston Bruins one, and that was just like, oh, a goal scored. You know, that was pretty bad, man. And it's been like that. It feels like they weren't ready for it.
The Hawks are playing the Islanders on their fourth game of the season, and I can say it flat out. The broadcaster legit thought he was broadcasting a baseball game. He called the puck a ball multiple times. He was broadcasting it in a baseball style. He did not know what the hell he was doing on a hockey broadcast.
Yeah, that makes it kind of rough. we're missing my other co-host today. I don't know where she's at. Ashley, hopefully she shows up, and hopefully this gets shared out. So, hey, guys, I don't see Ashley, so if you can share it out for me, that would be greatly appreciated. Hey, are you hearing me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
How's my audio? Because I'm not using my normal stuff.
Hey, we got George White all the way from England saying hello. Hello, sir. How you doing, buddy? Great to have you on the show. Mary Ann said it's her first time watching ESPN. Yeah, usually I use center ice, and you get either the Blues or the away. It all depends, but I'll take what I can get. You know, my only issue with ESPN right now, other than the showcase games that they're not calling very well, is that they're not showing pregame and post games like the NHL did, right?
Yeah.
And well, the Hulu broadcast is the same broadcast as ESPN.
Because it's ESPN Plus, basically. It's the same company.
That's a cool alternate Devils jersey. Yeah, the Devil. Have you seen the new Devils jersey?
Copied this.
right? Well, the one with the jersey on it.
Yeah, the Devils legitimately copied this jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, right? Oh, excuse me. My GERD just went acting up on me. I apologize about that. So with this game coming up, there was just an article in The Athletic, and it's something that I have brought up to you a couple of times, but they talked about uh, the Blackhawks possibly trading both Tays and Kane. Now I know you do not like that ideal at all, but take yourself out of the fan equation. Would you go to them and ask them to give you a list, or to just completely hold their no trade clauses, no movement clauses?
Not right now.
Well, now we had another guy on, and unfortunately you couldn't come on that day, and he came on right after the report from Coast to Coast Hockey, and he talked about how Tays and Kane probably got, I guess, caught up with the comments they made. They were asked them at a bad time. They really didn't know everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you see, or is that how you feel with those comments that they made back in the former GM?
Yeah, that's what I honestly felt, because Kane was still on COVID protocol at the time. He didn't have any chance to read the report yet, and he didn't have any chance to see what all was stated from the Bowman situation. The game he came back, he actually clarified what he was meaning and how he stated it. The same with Jonathan Toews. He didn't see any of the report yet, and then afterwards he then clarified he didn't mean to make it sound like that. He just meant to in a different. They meant it in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand that, but at the same time, as big as this was, if they hadn't have seen the report, wouldn't the best thing just be to say, I got no comment at the moment?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Hey. All right. The daughter fell down and got a cut, so I had to fix her up.
Oh, mommy time! Are you ready for the game today?
Absolutely.
Right. So, what do you expect? The last time the Blues and the Blackhawks seen each other, it was a 1-0 shutout for St. Louis. Both Fleury and Bennington played out of their minds, and this was in St. Louis. This will be Bennington's first game in United Center. He's never played the Hawks in the United Center.
Oh yeah, it was Jake Allen who played there.
Yeah. So, what are your expectations? How will the crowd treat him?
Well, Chicago fans hate him. We all agree he's the most overrated goalie in the NHL. And, well, we're having Kevin Lankinen in net today, which is honestly a surprise to me. It should have been Marc-Andre Fleury to get his revenge against St. Louis after having a hell of a performance the last time they met. But Derek King is playing Lankinen, and I feel like it's mainly because the Hawks and Blues have not played each other in the United Center for over 2 years, and the United Center future starter will be Kevin Lankinen. So I wonder if this is a potential future of the netminders going at it.
I could see that. My thing here is, oh man, just what happens if the Blues just toasting?
I mean, Lankkinen's a strong goaltender. He's quick to reaction, and he has had a good performance since Derek King's taken over as coach. The last game he played against was against the Edmonton Oilers, who light up everyone. So that's an outlier. But whenever Lankkinen's in net in Chicago, he does perform very well, and he feels like he's starting to look like that future starter for the Blackhawks.
Okay, I mean that's fair, and I hope to see. I really do. I said this the other day. I want both teams to be good. I want this rivalry to be good because when one team is so much better than the other, it takes away from the rivalry, and that's what I think happened in Detroit. For the Blues, for the players, that's not a rivalry anymore. It's a fan rivalry, not a team rivalry.
You could still see the rivalry between the Hawks and Wings when they meet up just because of the historic value.
Yeah.
And also the fans hate each other.
Yeah.
But it's not the same with like St. Louis and Detroit because Chicago and Detroit, we have the sports history of rivalries and it still is somewhat still alive.
Oh, St. Louis does too, because you got to remember around the double overtime, slap shot from the blue line to take them out in Game 7. So there's some of that too, but it's been so far removed. They've been in the East so long now and then not playing them for a couple of years. So that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Your distance, you guys are closer to Detroit, so I think that helps maintain that a little bit better. To where, I don't know, maybe, and then you have guys still on the team that were part of you have guys from 2010, 11, and 12 before the switch.
Yeah.
Right? So they understand and they remember what that rivalry was, where I don't think we have very many guys that were there that have ever played Detroit other than, the one or two times. They don't have the history of it. Right? Brian Green asked a pretty good question. Is the allegation in Chicago a thing still, or is it forgotten already?
No, it's still a thing. We all still have it in the back of our minds, still thinking about it. But now we are mainly focusing on hockey, but it's still a thing that we all think about.
Right? Oh, no, I get that. And that's to me, that's the biggest reason right there. I look at trading at least one of the two, right? To take away, because first of all, you look at Taves. Taves was the captain back then, right? And he sits there, and I don't know whether he had knowledge or not, but for him to be the captain and just ignore the player after the incident, I mean, that's got to, I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that those guys had no knowledge or no info of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, Ashley, what do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say having not been in the room, Who knows which players knew what? It sounds like it was more kept between upper management, and that's why they were all let go. I mean, they probably should have admitted in the interview they hadn't read the report and left it at that, but they didn't. So
yeah, it still looks negative on it. The other thing that came out, if in the report there were a few players, and it didn't name them by name, that had said there were rumors in the locker room. And that was active players. I'm not talking guys on the Black Aces or the practice squad. Active players. That was in the report that there were rumors of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they didn't say what the rumors were, but it was insinuated that there was knowledge of this through rumors. Right? Okay, enough on that. Let's get into today's game. You have Lincoln and starting. You have Bennington starting. We have Neal out. That's the only player we have out. Who does Chicago have out, Wendy?
Well, today the Blackhawks placed Adam Gaudette on waivers, but hasn't played a game since November 9th. But for players out, it's still right. Tyler Johnson on LTIR with a neck injury, and that's pretty much about it. And Marc-Andre Fleury on the bench as backup for today.
Okay. Well, I was looking at the stat. Did you guys see the stat pack I sent?
I briefly looked at it.
If you want to know who the thorn in the blue side is, that is Jonathan Taves. Or not Taves, Kane. So what do the Blues do Ashley, to bottle up Kane?
I'd say they take the same approach they took against Edmonton to bottle up. Oh gosh, I forgot his name.
McDavid.
Yeah, McDavid. Just make sure a man is on him at all times.
Yeah, but McDavid still scored.
At the last second when we stopped keeping our man.
And on him, yeah. No, I see that. Who do you think is the thorn in the side of the Blackhawks, Wendy?
Well, he's getting his first time he's returning back to the United Center for the first time since being traded to Colorado. It's going to be probably Brandon Saad with a little bit of active revenge against the Blackhawks, I feel like. So the Hawks are
kind of like Fabry in Detroit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that. We traded Fabry at the beginning of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The beginning of the 1920 season, and that was the first time that he had played the Blues since then.
Was he injured when he
Oh, we did, because they traded him the game after they played him.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he didn't, and then, COVID comes in, and then they're in a completely different division and all that. So we don't see him, so that's why that just kind of goes away. Yeah, just a really weird situation.
Yeah.
With tonight's game, does this mean more to Chicago than St. Louis?
I feel like it would. Yeah.
Right. St. Louis is expected to win, right? I mean, I don't know what the line is, but I'm pretty sure that St. Louis is a minus there. Probably a minus 150 is what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
The Hawks, I feel like this game means a lot to the Hawks because they are starting to show after hiring Derek King as the interim coach that they want to play and play well. They've been in every one of their games, maybe except for the Edmonton game because Edmonton's just an outlier. That team's just ridiculous right now. But they've been in every single one of their games since Derek King took over from the guy I don't want to talk about because he was a terrible head coach, Jeremy Colleton. I celebrated with champagne when he got fired. But I feel like the team is wanting to prove, okay, we haven't beat St. Louis in 5 straight games now. They want to prove themselves to beat this team. Their rivals, they got to get it going in front of their fans.
Okay, that's fair. And so who do you look as the breakout player? Who's going to break out for the Hawks?
It's kind of it's an easy one to choose Alex DeBrincat right now, but I'm going with number 38, Brandon Hagel. The guy's been all over the ice lately. He's been putting up some goals when needed. And Hagel is one of those pesky players that doesn't take the penalties, that plays smart, moves up, gets a 200-foot game going, and he's fast and has a nose for the net. I'm going with Hagel today.
Well, I mean, you just brought up a big thing, not the penalties. I think if this stays 5-on-5, Chicago has a chance. Because I don't think St. Louis is going to well, Jose, they're actually decided to put Lincoln in. Fleury's not playing tonight unless Lincoln gets toasted. But I think, and I just lost my thought process, 5-on-5, Chicago has a chance. Mm-hmm. Special teams, I give it to St. Louis.
I mean, the Hawks have a top-ranked PK this year.
Right. Well, I mean, and the Blues have the number 2 penalty kill in the league. Or not penalty kill, power play.
PK.
Right, so there's a good matchup. The number 2 PK against, the number 2 power play against Chicago's PK, and I'm not sure what Chicago's PK is. I haven't looked at that lately.
Last I checked, it was ranked 5th.
6th?
5th or 6th, one of the two.
Let me kind of see if I can pull that up here quick. Penalty kill. 6th in the NHL. St. Louis is 14th. Power play. St. Louis is 2nd. Chicago is 22nd. At home, Chicago is 26th at 15.6% on the power play. On the road, St. Louis is 6th in the NHL at 25.6. For the penalty kill on the road, St. Louis is 14th at 82.1. And at home, Chicago is 5th at 90.3. So a good matchup.
Yeah.
Ryan Green says, I hope Krug runs Hagel over like he did Thomas in the finals. Well, Ashley, I'll ask you this question. Who's the breakout player for the Blues today?
I'm hoping it's Saad so that he can, show his old, former team some feistiness. But I'm also hoping it's Perron because he finally broke that goal streak, and I hope that he just goes on a run for a bit.
Okay, I actually think it's going to be, I'm looking more for it to be Kostin, right?
He doesn't have a goal scorer's touch. He's great at drawing penalties. He's great at getting the puck in and being physical, but he is not going to score.
He hasn't shown it here, but he showed it in the KHL. I think
the KHL and the NHL are two different beasts.
Yeah, I get that, but I just feel like it's coming, I just feel like it's coming. Right? Jose says, I think Bushnevich is going to get a few. That's quite possible.
We can't forget about Kyrou.
No, Kyrou is a strong. Kyrou is absolutely a strong chance there. The other one that I think could easily break out is Tarasenko.
Yep, I'm wearing his jersey today. Last time I did that, he did pretty well.
Yeah. So, Nick, your thoughts on the game? What are you looking for to happen tonight?
Well, I'm hoping to see that the Hawks get their power play back up and rolling like it was before the firing of Jeremy Colleton today. And I hope to see the Hawks contain players to the boards, because if they do that, they actually play a lot better playing teams to the boards and playing a stronger defensive mindset. They've been doing that lately, so I'm hoping that continues today.
Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. He thinks I'm wrong about Kostin, and hey, that's what the show's all about. It's about opinions, and it's about what we think, and you're allowed to disagree, and that's why we got Wendy on. We're rivals, but we're friends at the same time, right, Win?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Oh man, yeah, Wendy's Wendy's got the best game face I've seen in a while. Ooh, the leg's hurting, right, Win?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, I remember doing. I did a 4-hour show with my arm, and Ashley remembers that, and there were times when, man, I was just, you can ask Key. There were times you could just tell on my face I was not in a good spot. Perron is due. Kostin and Perron do. I could see Perron breaking out too.
I really hope so.
Shin's second game back. Is he refreshed, ready to go? Fine physically? That's a good question. Right? That's a really good question. And then, I think one other thing that's going to be important for this game, and Wendy brought it up right at the beginning, is the announcers. Right? How hard is this game going to be to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I already am planning on muting the TV and putting WGN radio on the side to listen to John Whiteman do the call.
Yeah, well, the only problem with that is it's so off. There's usually a good
I've
30
noticed with ESPN Plus, it's pretty even with the radio broadcasts.
It is?
Yeah.
Normally when I hear it, it's like a good 30-second delay. I mean, and a lot of time, even that, from the live stuff, like I'll get an alert that a goal happened a minute before I see it.
Yeah.
So I've seen some of that. I broke my face, Guy his wrist, and Wendy his leg. Well, Chris, you broke your face just by looking in the mirror, bud. Oh,
Buttons.
He's going to get me for that.
Buttons.
Yeah, a little bit of both, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's fun. We just need We just need Doc Emmerich for that. No. No. Actually, no, I broke the mirror. Oh, Chris, you know I love you, buddy. You know I love you, and I everything is said with love, and that. Well, Wendy, as we're pulling in pretty close to when the game's supposed to start. Give me your prediction for the first period. I won't go for the whole game. I want to know your prediction for the first period. What are you looking for?
I'm hoping to see this happen where the Hawks get on the board pretty quick here in the first period and start a good pressure on St. Louis. If they can pressure St. Louis well in the first period, they should have an easier chance to go through the second and third period by beating St. Louis.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's not bad. What do you think, Ashley? What are your?
Well, I mean, we could ask Kim Cat how well that worked out for Vegas. Vegas got ahead 2-0 in the first 6 minutes, and then St. Louis came back. So you can't ever count St. Louis out. I'm just hoping that they come out and they play their game. They stop these sloppy passes. They put pressure on Lankinen and play their game.
That's not. I'm with you there. I want to see the cycle. When the Blues cycle the puck, when they get it in deep and they cycle the puck, they are by far one of the best teams in the league, bar none. Bar none in my eyes. But they have to cycle that puck, and so many times it doesn't feel like that's what they're doing. That they're not cycling the puck, they're not getting it in deep, and they're not tiring out the defense. Right? I feel that we match up better, with the exception of your of the top line. I think we match up with the best of the team. Right, that we overmatched them, or we outmatched them, with the exception of Taves and Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I put O'Reilly matches well with Taves. Right, I think they're both centers.
Yeah.
I think that face-off battle is going to be a big one tonight.
And I'm seeing speculations that the Hawks might be already going with the nuclear option for their top line today, where they will pair up Alex DeBrincat, Jonathan Taves, and Patrick Kane, which is rare when they do it, but when they do it, those players go off for offense.
But okay, but that also leaves you behind with the other lineups. I mean, if I'm St. Louis, okay, put that out there. I'll go score on your other lines.
But it's right now. I haven't seen the official line get dropped, but that's what it was looking like from practice yesterday from the Hawks. So who knows from there?
So at the beginning of the season, we broke down where we thought teams would be. Are the Hawks where you thought they would be? Are they ahead? They behind?
Way behind, because Jeremy Colleton, when he was the coach, was a terrible coach and led this team into a massive black hole, and the Hawks are trying to climb out of it.
Do you think that they can compete for a playoff spot?
I think so, yeah. There's still
quite a playoff spot.
There's still quite a bit of games left, and the Hawks are starting to look like they're on a climb. So it's a potential the Hawks could somehow build their momentum all the way up into a playoff spot. Probably last wild card, but that's what I kind of predicted going into the season.
Oh, so you can watch the game either on ESPN Plus or in Spanish. I don't think I'm going to watch it in Spanish.
I mean, the broadcasters might be a little bit better, more energetic than the guys they have on ESPN normally.
Yeah, that is quite possible. So it looks like it's just getting ready to start on ESPN Plus. Are you going to be able to join us for the intermissions there, Wendy?
I don't know quite yet.
Okay. Well, we'll send you the links, and buddy, get better, man. We enjoyed having you on the show. Well, I don't know what's going on with Twitter. For some reason with Twitter, it's not going out, or people aren't able to watch it or really get and comment with us. I wish it was better, but On ESPN Plus, when you click on the game, it will tell you either or. When a goal is scored, it would sound a lot like a soccer goal. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Oh! I actually remember that from the '94 World Cup. They had the Spanish language guy. He did everything from LA watching the games, and he would just like goal. He would almost say it to the next goal. Jose saying, so are we playing 7 defensemen today? Greg Kahn's asking. I don't think so. The one I saw was 6. Neil's out though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, with Neil was out last time and we didn't. So with Neil being out with a tweak, I don't see it. Okay, guys, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan for Windy City Hockey, Nick, and Ashley Slapshot Jones saying aloha, mahalo, and hopefully we'll see you all on the Intermission Show. Love you, Nick. Thanks for showing up. We love you. Nobody better to be on our show. And, anytime you want us on yours, just ask and we're there, my friend.
All right.
Okay, guys, have a great one. We'll see you all on the Intermission.